Well, I stuck to my game plan today, but the move that I was looking for just didn't happen. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. It is Tuesday, April the 29th. I think today is Tuesday. Yep, April the 29th on Tuesday. I get so mixed up with my days sometimes. But it's time to do the daily update, daily recap on the day. And again, the move I was looking for was a break above these highs on about the 600s on the NASDAQ, and also the 5580s on ES. And the move happened, or the break happened, but the move didn't. We broke above and we literally went sideways the rest of the day. We broke that around about 1:45 this afternoon on ES, and about the same time on NQ. We broke above those levels, and we just could not get continuation. That continuation was what we were looking for. Overall on the day, up 162, took a small little loss, basically break even, 53 cents and $7 loss on these bottom two accounts. I'm going to start calling these my unlucky ones. Took one trade on these accounts and gave back 40 some dollars. No biggie. Just didn't like the trade, got out of it, and did have a winning trade on my my best Apex accounts right now. This one's at 1,200 in profit, so we're almost halfway to payout, almost. And almost at $1,000, actually $900 in profit on this account. So these are doing quite well. Hopefully we can keep pushing them along. I'm not going to go through all the trades. As you can see, I took 4 trades right here on NQ. These were all taken with these bottom two accounts, and I had no winners. They were all break evens, and each one of these trades I would get in, we'd have a rip up, and then my ATM would take my stop to break even. Now, after when I'm around 20 points ish on, I think most of the ATMs are set at about 20 points on NQ, my stop moves to break even. And it was a real saving tool today. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten stopped out on hardly any of these trades. I would just simply be sitting in this trade. And it maybe would be better, but I'm quite okay with it. I actually really like it. It works well with my strategy, but none of these moves could continue. This one here, I manually stopped out of this one. This was not a break-even stop out. That one I manually just didn't. We had these big moves up, and I just didn't like it, and I just killed it. But yeah, couldn't get anything going here, which was kind of telling. When it happened, like by the second or third time, I was like, yeah, this move is just not happening. We got a little bit of a push here right before 4 o'clock, but yeah, just no continuation. We definitely topped out around the 685. So I'm kind of curious to see, and we'll see in the morning how these levels look, but my guess is we may have some new levels in the morning. ES, I had 2 winning trades. This one was not part of the plan today. I'll talk about that here in a minute, but this one here was the one that I took on these 2 accounts. Very aggressive on the break and retest, but as soon as we held a little bit, I got in, and I got a nice trade out of that, but it just wasn't as good as it could be. And then I jumped in here on these 2 accounts, and just didn't like it. I just didn't like it after about half hour, and I just killed it. And we'd still be sitting sideways, and it's 4:15 o'clock. So anyway, let's look at TradeZello. We'll dive into the day. Interestingly enough, I think 7 trades today and 162 in profit, only a 28% win rate, because we had quite a few. I think we had 5 losses and 2 winners. But look at this, the average win to loss, nearly a 5-to-1. The average winner was 82. The average loser was only $16, because I just didn't take any big losses today. I love that. I love that about my trading style and strategy. Unfortunately, we just didn't have much profit to show for today, which is fine. But 2 little winning days back to back, and so goes. Let's dive into these trades, and we'll try to pull a couple of these up we can look at. Actually, I'll make this a little bit bigger. We're really going to look at the winning trades. The losing trades, we basically kind of covered. All of them were just little break-even losers, basically. The first one was on ES. This was the only trade I took this morning. This was a break and retest of the 55.55s, which is an intraday level that I charted as the day developed. So we had 55, 55, 55, 60, and bounced off VWAP, and that bounce was happening on ES and NQ. So there were a lot of things going in my favor on this trade. I'll walk through the 55 level here in a minute when we get to the charts, but that was why I took that trade. Bounce, we had two levels here that were breaking, retesting, really more this one. And there's just a lot going on. First target hit, one contract off, and then a big pullback took me out break even. So tough luck, but it is what it is. That's how it can go sometimes. So that is this trade right here. And I want to show you why I charted this. I think this might have been this account. Yeah, this was a winning trade on these two accounts, and we gave it back on these little losers that we had on NQ in the afternoon. But anyway, you can see here in the pre-market this morning, we came down to the pre-market lows and we pushed out, and this was an area, we have a little bit of consolidation here, and then we have resistance, resistance. After the market opened, resistance, turned into support, and you notice this area, and I was looking at it and I thought, man, I need to put a level there. So I did, even though I thought it may be temporary and maybe it doesn't come into play today. Well, it did. I decided to take this long. And again, nice little push up and then this big move back down. This was just, it was a tough day, very tough day. I was glad, I'm so glad this last couple of days that I had a good solid game plan and that I was able to just follow it, and it kept me out of a lot of bad setups and bad trades. But you know, got out of there with a little bit of profit, $30 some, and the last three contracts got stopped out break even. And then the other winning trade was this one here. Let's see what I wrote down in my notes in TradeZella. That would have been this trade. Break and retest of yesterday's high of day and the big levels on the market. This is the big setup I've been waiting for. I was aggressive on the entry because of how the market traded this morning. I expected a pop once we broke through the highs, and I was right. Unfortunately, the move didn't continue, and so on and so forth. So you can see here on the entry, as soon as we wick held and we started to push, I just got in because I really felt, let me go to, I'm just going to close this out, shrink this down so we can see better. I really felt strongly that because of the fact that we couldn't break down, we never broke down below the overnight lows except for right at the open. Really, I mean, I guess technically this really should be the lows, honestly. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. But because we couldn't break through that, we really held this area, and we held VWAP very cleanly all day long. And because of that, once this move happened, which really probably was the move of the day, just simply taking, whoops. Oh, this stupid thing does this sometimes. Hang on just a minute. Give it a second and it'll reload, unfortunately. Can't bleep this out, can't mute this out, can't do anything about it. It just has to do its thing. I probably got too much open on my computer and that's causing some nasty lag going on here, but hopefully this will pop back up here in a minute. Finally, sorry about that. Shouldn't have tried to move that level, but anyway, as I was saying, so once we broke above this and the market opened up, we couldn't fall below kind of this area here, around these 55.35s, and then we couldn't fall below here, so we were kind of stair-stepping higher. And for that reason, when this move happened, this was a difficult one to see. It would have been a really nice long, but below VWAP, kind of below these levels, it just wasn't clean. And obviously I didn't take it. An aggressive one would have been to jump in on this pullback maybe, but my idea when this move happened, because we couldn't break below these levels, we were kind of stair-stepping up, I thought if we break this, as soon as we get a hold, I'm getting in because we might see a pop. And I was really expecting this thing to go up, potentially making a run for this next level. I mean, this is a big opportunity on ES. But it just didn't happen. I did get a pop. We got a quick pop up to this first profit target. I took my second one off. And then we just started to chop around, and I just finally got out there with the last two contracts here. You know, so it was a nice trade. It was a good little trade, but it could have been so much better had the move continued. I had the setup right, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. So But anyway, it's a good day. It's a green day, and we stayed out of a lot of the crap in the market. I do think, though, that we will have some new levels tomorrow. If you look at ES, we are just barely, we broke above this major high. And I did notice something else that I really haven't been paying that much attention to, but these big highs that we've been looking for on both ES and NQ are the highs from March of 2024. So on the daily chart, you can see this purple line, this high of day yesterday, this area that we've been wanting to break is the highs from March 2024. It's also the rejection lows right here coming in around September of 2024. And obviously we had them a couple times here. So now we're hopefully breaking through that area and pushing higher. This overnight session is going to be critical to see where this thing lands in the morning, and does this continue to hold, and will we push higher in the overnight or not. On NQ, the same thing here. This purple area, this high of day yesterday, lines up with these highs from back in March of 2024. So anyway, I'm curious to see how this holds up, and what we do in the overnight and how we push into tomorrow. So anyway, I'll keep it a little bit shorter today, but that's the big picture. We'll take a look at it in the morning and see where these levels are, and what we do tomorrow. So also, I don't want to forget the 80% off Apex sale does end at midnight tomorrow. So that sale's been going on for most of this month. It does end tomorrow, so take advantage of that if you're needing Apex accounts. It's a good deal. And that take profit deal is also going on as well, the 30% off and no activation fee. So again, I want to say thank you to those of you that use my code, support the channel. I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you to all of you that hang out, follow along, and follow me on the trading journey. So all right, I'll leave you with that. Take care. Until next time, so long.